another special edition of Ladies Lounge. I am Kalisha J, and it is such an amazing opportunity to come to see you again, wherever you are in the world and wherever you're joining us from. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, this afternoon, or this evening. I, of course, am not here alone. I am here with my beautiful co-hosts. Data, how are you, gorgeous?
Very well, thank you, Kalisha. How are you? It's been a long time.
It has been a long time, definitely, but it's
Yeah,
good to see you, lady in red.
you too. Thank you.
Absolutely love it. And of course, I'm joined by the equally gorgeous Cordelia. How are you, beautiful in blue?
Oh, I'm very well, thank you. So good to see you. It's been a minute. Hello.
Good to see you too, my darling. Good to see you both. Now, on this episode of Ladies Lounge, we are speaking about a very important subject that is not necessarily always spoken about at length in our community, whether that be Black minority ethnic community or an African Caribbean community. We don't speak about it, and that is, of course, HIV. We are joined by Sham from the Terrence Higgins Trust, who's going to shed a bit more light on this subject. So Sham, tell us a little bit more about yourself, first of all, and tell us about the wonderful work that the Terrence Higgins Trust does.
Hi, Kalisha and Cordelia and Data. Thanks so much for having me today on this show. My name is Chamut Abebe Kafeto, and I am the project manager for It Starts With Me at the Terrence Higgins Trust. And as you mentioned, we run a lot of campaigns which are about, getting people up to speed on what's been happening with HIV. Because for a lot of us, we think that it's something that we don't have to be thinking about anymore, but there's so much new information out there that we just want to make sure everyone has all the information and tools they need to take care of their health and themselves.
Fantastic. And we're also joined by Dr. Vanessa, who is, of course, from the NHS. Vanessa, can you shed a little bit more light, just very briefly, on why speaking about HIV is so important in this present time?
Hey, my name is Vanessa Rapier, and I'm a consultant in sexual health and HIV medicine, and I work at Barts Health NHS Trust. And a lot of my work, both in research and in the community, is just about educating our communities about HIV and wider health itself. So in terms of speaking about HIV, I think that, as Sham said, that we've known it exists, we know it's been part of our lives, but as things have changed significantly over the past number of years, I think that people just aren't aware of all the developments that have happened. So I think it's so important, and it's great to have opportunities like this to talk to you and just share all the news that is happening within the sector.
There have been numerous It Starts With Me campaigns, and we may have seen them on bus stations. I'm sure, ladies, we've seen them on the TFL Underground. Some of the campaigns have actually featured people that I personally know. So it is absolutely, fantastic to find out a bit more about it. The main thing that we are here to talk about, of course, is the fact that HIV is no longer, or should no longer be, a taboo subject to talk about. I'm not sure if, ladies, you feel the same as I do. I know, coming from a Caribbean background, I mean, I'm American born, but my parents are from Trinidad and Tobago. So I feel that I can speak authoritatively on the fact that in the Caribbean, it is still very taboo to even speak about HIV. And there's a lot of, negative connotations that come with it, about how it can be spread, things like that, even to this day, unfortunately. I'm not sure if that's the same for you, Data.
Yeah, it is the same. In fact, I don't know if to say I'm pleased to hear that it's not spoken about much, because for me, that seems like it's really phasing out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know it's not phased out yet. So it is important that it's talked about. It's important that we visit it again. And if through the pandemic, issues have come up as a result of people being on lockdown and things like that, if it should be pushed further, why not? Yes. So I don't know if it's as much a taboo now as it was before, but I'm glad to hear that there are now medications to take to prevent it. And I know that's one of the things we're going to talk about here today.
So Data, yes, that's fantastic. That leads us in nicely to the current campaign about PrEP. And of course, we want to know, PrEP, it's such a, snappy, snazzy name, but what exactly is PrEP? Hopefully, Sham, you can explain further for us, please.
Yeah, so PrEP is a pill which prevents HIV, and it's taken by someone who's HIV negative around when they're having sex, and it actually stops them from getting the virus. And it's really fantastic. We're all really excited that, science has come so far that not only can people who are living with HIV take the treatment that will let them live a healthy, normal life without any issues, but that medical technology has gone so far that, it's become so effective at stopping HIV in people who don't have it yet.
Amazing. That sounds really advanced, but I'm curious to ask, and I think I'm going to throw the question to Vanessa.
Yeah.
Is PrEP like a morning after pill?
I was going to ask that.
That's a really good question. And when I talk about PrEP, I always give the analogy of contraception. So it isn't like the morning after pill, because it's pills that you take before and after sex to prevent you getting the virus. So depending on what we would talk about how to take it, you take it before and after. So the morning after pill, I would say that's similar to what we call a post-exposure prophylaxis. So PrEP is pre, so before, and PEP is post, and that's why PEP is similar to morning after pill, because you take it after sex if you feel that you've had sex with someone that you feel has HIV or is at risk of having HIV. So then you take the pill at that point.
So all hope is not lost if a person has impromptu sex, so to say. You can take the PEP after.
Exactly, and that's why we're so excited, because before there was really a limited of what you could do. So we had condoms, but not everyone likes condoms. Not everyone is empowered to use condoms. And then we had PEP, so that you could take it after sex. And now we've got something that you can take before sex, so giving you more power and control over the situation.
And is there a time scale that you have to take it by? So if you've had sex, say tonight, how long do you have to be able to still get the protection? Like, is there a time scale? We don't like the morning after pill.
Yeah.
I think you have to take it within 24 hours. Is it the same with this?
So, so as I said, with PrEP, it's before and after sex. So depending on the type of sex that you're having, and you would talk this through with whoever you received the PrEP from, but you would need to take it some days before and some days after as well. With PrEP, that's the one that you need to take within 72 hours after the sex. Yeah. So those are the numbers that you've probably heard in the past.
I think my question actually does link up with Data's question as well. How effective is PrEP in actuality? I know that previously, people that were at risk or felt that they had been at risk of exposure to HIV, it was almost, again, bringing back old sort of mindsets. It was almost like a death sentence to some people. That's how they felt. But of course, with the advances in science, it doesn't have to be that way. And we're so excited about that. So how effective is it actually?
It's highly effective, and it's over 90% effective. And I think that when people recently hear about certain trials that have been happening within the UK, what's really important to remember is that the trials weren't being done to check if it works. We know it works and it's highly effective. What was the trial was about was trying to work out what's the best way of rolling out PrEP within the NHS. But it's highly effective, it works. And so that's why we're here to encourage people to use it if they feel they need it.
Fantastic. Now, Data, please, let's follow on with your question.
Actually, I have two questions. So
Sure.
I was going to ask, how available is PrEP?
Aha.
I think I'm going to throw that question to Sham.
PrEP, it's been a bit of a slow rollout, I would say. And we're very excited. Just recently, the government has started the process to make it available for free on the NHS. And that is taking a bit of time, area by area, but we hope within the next couple of months, it'll be available everywhere. And so we really encourage any viewers who may be as excited as, you know, we all are, who want to find out more and see if they can access it, just to contact their local sexual health clinic to find out more. And there are a few other options as well to access it online. You know, it can be purchased. We know that it's really important for people who may not be able to afford it, you know, to be able to access it for free. So that's why we're really excited that, you know, it's going to be coming to a sexual health clinic near you.
For now, is there a price tag on it for now?
At the moment, there is a price tag. The reason I'm hesitant is that for some people, as Sham said, that the rollout of it is patchy. So you could be in one area and your sexual health clinic will be able to give it to you. You may go to another area and they may not be able to give it to you, and then that's why you may need to buy it. But as Sham says, really, really hoping that in the next few months, it'll be everywhere consistently.
So I'm curious to know, because you keep talking about, you know, how patchy it is. It's been rolling out in bits and pieces, I assume. But how about the awareness? How aware are people that there's something like PrEP available, first of all, before they even begin to look?
One of the biggest things is that when people will look at a campaign or they'll see a poster, etc., they may not think that it applies to them, thinking, okay, you know, I'm in a monogamous relationship, I've been with one partner, this partner all the time, or I'm married, or actually I'm having sex, but I don't sleep with many people, so I don't feel that I would need it. And I think that what is really important, that I believe, is that when we're talking about sex, we know about condoms, we know about the morning after pill, and we should know about PrEP as well. And what we need to do is for each individual to think, do I need it? Does it apply to me? So it's important that people are aware of it, think whether it's something that it can be used in their lives. And if it isn't for them, that's fine. But then go and tell your friends, go and tell your family, so they're aware of it as well.
Right.
Are there any side effects of PrEP that viewers should be aware of?
When anyone takes any pill, anything that is not in their body at the moment, there is always a possibility that you may not tolerate it very well. But overall, it is a really well tolerated drug. And for some people, they may get nausea, so they may feel a bit sick. Sometimes a bit of tummy upset, sometimes a bit of headaches, but these are generally short-lived. The more they take it, they just get used to it. So I would say that we would be lying if we said there are no side effects at all, because you can never say that about any drug, but it is a safe and well-tolerated drug.
So does this mean you can take it continuously, incessantly, like every time? Because you said the more you take it, the more your body gets used to it. Does it mean you can take it every time and for a long time?
So there are different ways of taking it, and one of the key ways we say is for someone to take it every day. So they would take a tablet every day, and that's why I was saying that if someone had a bit of, you know, nausea the first time, I would say just keep on with it, because it will generally settle down.
Just to take it a bit back, as to that question around the awareness, and you know, that's really, I suppose, the reason, you know, why we wanted to do this campaign, this PrEP Protects campaign, because there hasn't really been a campaign of this level in the UK. And, you know, with PrEP really becoming more available, we know that it's really important that everyone in our community knows about it. Yes. So I think I'd just really like to take a chance just to encourage anyone who's curious, wants to find out more, read up more about it, just to visit the website. So that's startswithme.org.uk, and it has all the details about the campaign, more about PrEP, to find out whether, you know, you could benefit from it. You know, Vanessa was saying how some people don't really think they may be at risk, or they could personally benefit, but that we've developed a really helpful tool which can really walk you through it, and then at the end you can say, oh, maybe that would work for me, or it's not for me. So if anyone wants to, I'd really encourage that.